The University of Pennsylvania is a private Ivy League research university located in Philadelphia, incorporated as the trustees of the University of Pennsylvania. Penn is one of 14 founding members of the Association of American Universities and one of the 9 original colonial colleges. Penn claims to be the first university in the United States of America. Benjamin Franklin, Penn's founder, advocated an educational program that focused as much on practical education for commerce and public service as on the classics and theology, although Franklin's curriculum was never adopted. The university coat of arms features a dolphin on the relief, adopted directly from the Franklin family's own coat of arms. Penn was one of the first academic institutions to follow a multidisciplinary model pioneered by several European universities, concentrating multiple faculties into one institution. It was also home to many other educational innovations: the first school of medicine in North America, the first collegiate business school, and the first student union building and organization were all born at Penn. Penn offers a broad range of academic departments, an extensive research enterprise, and a number of community outreach and public service programs. It is particularly well known for its medical school, dental school, design school, business school, law school, engineering school, communications school, nursing school, veterinary school, its social sciences and humanities programs, as well as its biomedical teaching and research capabilities. Its undergraduate program is also among the most selective in the country, with an acceptance rate of 10%. One of Penn's most well-known academic qualities is its emphasis on interdisciplinary education, which it promotes through numerous double-degree programs, research centers and professorships, a unified campus, and the ability for students to take classes from any of Penn's schools. All of Penn's schools exhibit very high research activity. Penn is consistently ranked among the top research universities in the world for both quality and quantity of research. In fiscal year 2015, Penn's academic research budget was $851 million, involving more than 4,300 faculty, 1,100 postdoctoral fellows and 5,500 support staff, graduate assistants. As one of the most active and prolific research institutions, Penn is associated with several important innovations and discoveries in many fields of science and the humanities. Among them are the first general-purpose electronic computer, the rubella and hepatitis B vaccines, retin-A, cognitive therapy, conjoint analysis, and others. Penn's academic and research programs are led by a large and highly productive faculty. 28 Nobel laureates have been affiliated with Penn. Over its long history, the university has also produced many distinguished alumni. These include 12 heads of state, 3 United States Supreme Court justices, and Supreme Court justices of other states, founders of technology companies, international law firms and global financial institutions, and university presidents. According to a 2014 study, the University of Pennsylvania has produced the most billionaires of any university at the undergraduate level. Penn's endowment, at $10.1 billion as of June 30, 2015, is the 10th largest university endowment in the United States and the 30th largest on a per-student basis. History. The university considers itself the 4th oldest institution of higher education in the United States, as well as the first university in the United States with both undergraduate and graduate studies. In 1740, a group of Philadelphians joined together to erect a great preaching hall for the traveling evangelist George Whitefield, who toured the American colonies delivering open-air sermons. The building was designed and built by Edmund Woolley and was the largest building in the city at the time. drawing thousands of people the first time it was preached in. It was initially planned to serve as a charity school as well. However, a lack of funds forced plans for the chapel and school to be suspended. According to Franklin's autobiography, it was in 1743 when he first had the idea to establish an academy, thinking the Rev. Richard Peters a fit person to superintend such an institution. However, Peters declined a casual inquiry from Franklin and nothing further was done for another 6 years. In the fall of 1749, now more eager to create a school to educate future generations, Benjamin Franklin circulated a pamphlet titled "Proposals Relating to the Education of Youth in Pennsylvania," his vision for what he called a public academy of Philadelphia. Unlike the other colonial colleges that existed in 1749, Harvard, William and Mary, Yale and Princeton, Franklin's new school would not focus merely on education for the clergy. He advocated an innovative concept of higher education, one which would teach both the ornamental knowledge of the arts and the practical skills necessary for making a living and doing public service. The proposed program of study could have become the nation's first modern liberal arts curriculum, although it was never implemented because William Smith, an Anglican priest who was provost at the time, and other trustees preferred the traditional curriculum. Franklin assembled a board of trustees from among the leading citizens of Philadelphia, the first such non-sectarian board in America. At the first meeting of the 24 members of the board of trustees, the issue of where to locate the school was a prime concern. Although a lot across 6th Street from the old Pennsylvania State House was offered without cost by James Logan, its owner, the trustees realized that the building erected in 1740, which was still vacant, would be an even better site. The original sponsors of the dormant building still owed considerable construction debts and asked Franklin's group to assume their debts and, accordingly, their inactive trusts. On February 1, 1750, the new board took over the building and trusts of the old board. On August 13, 1751, the Academy of Philadelphia, using the Great Hall at 4th and Arch Streets, took in its first secondary students. A charity school also was chartered July 13, 1753, in accordance with the intentions of the original new building donors, although it lasted only a few years. June 16, 1755, the College of Philadelphia was chartered, paving the way for the addition of undergraduate instruction. All three schools shared the same board of trustees and were considered to be part of the same institution. The institution of higher learning was known as the College of Philadelphia from 1755 to 1779. In 1779, not trusting then Provost the Rev. William Smith's Loyalist tendencies, the revolutionary state legislature created a University of the state of Pennsylvania. The result was a schism, with Smith continuing to operate an attenuated version of the College of Philadelphia. In 1791, the legislature issued a new charter, merging the two institutions into a new University of Pennsylvania with 12 men from each institution on the new Board of Trustees. Penn has 3 claims to being the first university in the United States, according to University Archives Director Mark Frazier Lloyd. The 1765 founding of the first medical school in America made Penn the first institution to offer both undergraduate and professional education. The 1779 charter made it the first American institution of higher learning to take the name of university, and existing colleges were established as seminaries. After being located in downtown Philadelphia for more than a century, the campus was moved across the Schuylkill River to property purchased from the Blockley Arms House in West Philadelphia in 1872, where it has since remained in an area now known as University City. Although Penn began operating as an academy or secondary school in 1751 and obtained its collegiate charter in 1755, it initially designated 1750 as its founding date. This is the year which appears on the first iteration of the university seal. Sometime later in its early history, Penn began to consider 1749 as its founding date. This year was referenced for over a century, including at the centennial celebration in 1849. In 1899, the Board of Trustees voted to adjust the founding date earlier again, this time to 1740. The date of the creation of the earliest of the many educational trusts the university has taken upon itself. The Board of Trustees voted in response to a 3-year campaign by Penn's General Alumni Society to retroactively revise the university's founding date to appear older than Princeton University, which had been chartered in 1746. Early campuses: the Academy of Philadelphia, a secondary school for boys, began operations in 1751 in an unused church building at 4th and Arch Streets, which had sat unfinished and dormant for over a decade. Upon receiving a collegiate charter in 1755, the first classes for College of Philadelphia were taught in the same building, in many cases to the same boys who had already graduated from the Academy of Philadelphia. In 1801, the university moved to the unused presidential mansion at 9th and Market Streets, a building that both George Washington and John Adams had declined to occupy while Philadelphia was the temporary national capital. Classes were held in the mansion until 1829, when it was demolished. Architect William Strickland designed twin buildings on the same site, College Hall and Medical Hall, which formed the core of the 9th Street campus until Penn's move to West Philadelphia in the 1870s. Educational innovations: Penn's educational innovations include the nation's first medical school in 1765, the first university teaching hospital in 1874, the Wharton School, the world's first collegiate school of business in 1881, the first American Student Union building, Houston Hall, in 1896, the country's second school of veterinary medicine, and the home of ENIAC, the world's first electronic, large-scale, general-purpose digital computer in 1946. Penn is also home to the oldest continuously functioning psychology department in North America and is where the American Medical Association was founded. Penn was also the first university to award a PhD to an African-American woman, Sadie Tanner Mossel Alexander, in 1921. Motto: Penn's motto is based on a line from Horace's 3:24, Quid leges sine moribus vani proficient. From 1756 to 1898, the motto read Sine moribus vani. When it was pointed out that the motto could be translated as loose women without morals, the university quickly changed the motto to Literae Sine moribus vani. In 1932, all elements of the seal were revised, and as part of the redesign it was decided that the new motto mutilated Horace, and it was changed to its present wording, Leges Sine moribus vani. Seal: the official seal of the trustees of the University of Pennsylvania, serves as the signature and symbol of authenticity on documents issued by the corporation. A request for one was first recorded in a meeting of the trustees in 1753, during which some of the trustees desired to get a common seal engraved for the use of the corporation. However, it was not until a meeting in 1756 that a public seal for the college with a proper device and motto was requested to be engraved in silver. The most recent design, a modified version of the original seal, was approved in 1932, adopted a year later, and is still used for much of the same purposes as the original. The outer ring of the current seal is inscribed with Universitas Pennsylvaniensis, the Latin name of the University of Pennsylvania. The inside contains 7 stacked books on a desk with the titles of subjects of the trivium and a modified quadrivium. Components of a classical education: theologue, Iowa; astronome, Iowa; philosoph, Iowa; mathematica, logica, rhetorica, grammatica.